Some of the largest financial institutions in the world aren't asking, is blockchain going to work anymore? They're asking which network can meet compliance at scale. And the network that they seem to keep falling back to is the Canton Network that is now powered by Fireblocks. Yes, Canton Network has teamed up with Fireblocks. I don't think I have to tell you how huge this is. So in this video, we're going to cover that story as well as how BlackRock has invested $100 million into Canton Network. I'm going to show you how they did it. Maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not, but let's go ahead and jump into the news stories. I promise you, you're going to enjoy this video. Let's go ahead and look into the first story that has come from Cointelegraph on February 3rd, 2026. Read along with me. This is a huge announcement. So we have Fireblocks integrates Canton Network for regulated on-chain settlement. The integration allows institutions to custody and settle assets on the privacy-enabled blockchain built for regulated financial markets. So why is this huge? Well, keep in mind, Fireblocks doesn't just team up with anybody. They're going to team up with projects and companies that are validated in this space. They're not just going to team up with anybody that's an experimental network, if you will. This is huge because Fireblocks unlocks institutional custody as well as transaction infrastructure. So let's keep reading on more about this and learn more about it. So check it out with me again. It says, crypto infrastructure company Fireblocks has added support for the Canton Network, allowing financial institutions to custody and settle assets on a privacy-enabled blockchain designed for regulated markets. According to Tuesday's announcements, the integration enables governed settlement of the Canton CC coin through Fireblocks platform and its New York DFS chartered trusted entity. The offering is aimed at banks, custodians, and asset managers exploring tokenized securities, deposits, and other regulated instruments that require private settlement and strict controls. Financial institutions can custody Canton coin via Fireblocks and apply its existing enterprise policy controls, workflow automation with settling assets on the Canton Network. Fireblocks also operates as a super validator on the network, giving it a direct role in transaction validation and governance. Fireblocks said support for additional Canton or Canton-based tokens and applications is expected to be added over time. That is huge. So this isn't crypto trying to convince banks anymore. This is banks designing crypto at its finest is what we're seeing here. So essentially, Canton's going to provide the privacy preserving permission smart contracts. It's going to help with things like the atomic settlement, regulated asset transfer, and compliance first tokenization, right? So this is a huge step forward to bringing Wall Street on-chain, bringing crypto to the forefront as we've been seeing over this last year. It's just slowly building. It does take some time, guys. Let's keep reading on more about this and what is Fireblocks for the people that don't know and why is this big. So go ahead and check out as we keep reading down this article. It says Fireblocks secures more than $5 trillion in digital asset transfers annually and has supported over $10 trillion in total transfers to date, with more than 2,400 organizations using its platform, according to the company. This is how finance moves: quietly, structurally, and permanently. They are slowly moving in, forming together as one, as we've been seeing, like I said. But this is awesome because tokenization is now moving from pilots and production now to institutions want control, compliance, etc. You're starting to see the institutions now take control of crypto, and this, my belief personally, this was always the plan. It wasn't anything that was going to help break us free from the old system. I do believe that crypto was built by the system for the system. That is just my personal opinion. Let's keep reading on more about the Canton Network and what else has happened over the last couple of months for anybody that may have missed it. So go ahead and check it out with me. We will read on down here. We have in October, digital asset infrastructure provider BitGo added support for the Canton coin, enabling U.S. banks and asset managers to custody the token through qualified custodians. And roughly a month later, Franklin Templeton connected its Benji tokenization platform to the Canton Network. The integration allows tokenized assets issued via Benji, including Franklin Templeton's on-chain U.S. government money market fund, to be used for collateral and liquidity within Canton's global collateral network. In December, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC, said its plans to mint a subset of U.S. Treasury securities on the Canton Network, with potential expansion into other assets. More recently, Temple Digital Group launched a private institutional trading platform built on Canton, offering a continuous 24/7 trading through a central limit order book with a non-custodial structure. So essentially, Canton Network isn't competing with Ethereum. They are cleaning up back office systems, essentially is what's going on. So essentially what it is Canton isn't as a public blockchain, it's interoperable permissionless domain or permission domain, right? So institutions now can share data selectively, maintain confidentiality, comply with the regulations. This is going to solve privacy compliance to the biggest blockers enables in the world financial workflows, not retail speculations. It's going to support tokenized bonds, repo markets, collateral management, and RWA settlement. Sorry, I had to list through all that so I don't forget each one of those, but that's what's going on right now with the Canton Network. They are expanding. They are taking in that back office systems. They are going to be the back office system for the financial institutions. It's what this essentially is rolling out to, and it gives them control. When I say them, I mean the institutions. It gives them control of what information they share or don't want to share, which is huge for a financial institution. That way they don't leak secrets, and their competitors, etc., they don't find out what's going on in their network or in their systems, right? So let's keep moving on. I talked about moving in with BlackRock and how they have the $100 million staking with Canton Network. But before we get there, which we will get there, I want to point out Broadridge and how much money is on the Canton Network right now. So anybody that's not aware, check out your screen here with me. This is rwa.xyz, and we are looking at the Canton Network or Canton on RWA. If you look at it, you'll see that we have Broadridge DLR that has $178.1 billion on the network right now. So I'm pointing that out so you can see how much money is already on this network. $178 billion is quietly on this network, and that to me speaks volumes. So if you don't know who Broadridge is, so Broadridge is a super validator for the Canton Network, and I want you to see what they're all about and what kind of money we're talking about when we're talking about Broadridge alone. So again, check out your screen with me and read along here. I won't read too much, but here we have Broadridge's distributed ledger repo DLR platform on the Canton Network processes over $8 trillion a month in repo transactions using tokenization and smart contracts to set a new standard for efficiency and innovation in the global repo market. Just to show you how big this network is and where we're going and how it's just now getting started and why you're super early to the crypto space as a whole. And I'm bringing this up because I know a lot of people out there are deflated. They're tired of the market. They're tired of all these empty promises. I take day offs too. And if you're not taking a day off from the market, what are you doing? Go take a day off. Turn off all your devices and get away for a little bit. This stuff can drive you crazy. But let's get back to what I was saying here is, let's think about it. We have Fireblocks looking at $5 trillion in digital assets moving annually securely. And now we have Broadridge alone moving $8 trillion monthly. And then we look at RWA, we have Broadridge also having $178 billion on the network. This is some major money. I mean, this is huge. But let's go back to what I read earlier when we're talking about the adoption built-in on the Canton Network. I want to go back and read it here. It says, most recently, Temple Digital Group launched a private institutional trading platform, right? So one of my previous videos that I made was about the SEC and what was going on and how they are now focusing on private securities, etc. And this follows right in line, right? We got Wall Street online, they're all hooked up. We're moving into the private security sector, private institutions, tradings, etc. All the wealthy is going to get their dibs of the pie first, but you're here buying up what they're trying to get. You're already ahead of this game. So keep that in mind when you start feeling deflated. This is just part of the running in front of the institutions. You're going head to head, toe to toe with major institutions like BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, etc. This is going to be a bumpy ride. I'm sorry, it's what it is. But when you make it to the other side, you will appreciate this work because it's going to build you, right? So let's keep going. We read about RWA and how much money's on there and Broadridge, etc. You probably want to know about the BlackRock situation, right? So let's go ahead and jump into this form I found on the SEC's website, and it goes back to December 31st, 2025. And this is about that time that Canton Network really started to get attention. So keep that in mind as all this coincidentally kind of falls in our lap here, right? So take a look at your screen with me here. You will see that Securities and Exchange Commission, blah, 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 Schedule 13G is the number we're looking at. Ethereum Inc. is the company that we are looking at. But what we're going to check out down here is this is actually come from names reporting person, which is BlackRock, as you see here. But what I'm going to look at is they now have 765,829 shares into Ethereum. So what is Theramune? You're probably asking, I've never heard of this company. What is this? Well, check this out. So if anybody is a Ripple fan, you know you have G Treasury and Ripple. This is kind of what we're seeing with Theramune and Canton Network. So Theramune is building to be a treasury for the Canton Network, Canton coin, right? So take a look at your screen here. And just by the way, all my researches will be down in my description. So use my research, go look into it yourself. That's why I put it in there. Please use it. But go ahead and check out your screen here with me. It says Theramune is the first publicly traded company supporting the Canton Network and leveraging Canton Coin. Our goal is to advance institutional blockchain adoption and drive the digitization of financial markets. So hopefully you're seeing all this coming together, right? We have Fireblocks, we have Broadridge, we have Theramune, BlackRock. All these big names are tied to the Canton Network, Canton Coin. I know there's a lot of still fear around this project. People still unsure about it, which you should be because it is crypto at the end of the day. But if you're not sure about investing in Canton Coin, you can actually invest into Theramune, which we know that BlackRock has dumped $100 million into it, right? Recently, as of December 2025. So if you want to check out how they're doing, let's go ahead and check out your screen here. I'll show you a little bit about this company. So this is just off of Google. You can see the stock here is THAR, THAR, and year to date they are up $2, whatever. But what I want to show you is this year max here. So they actually launched out here at 1500, and then of course slowly kind of dropped down again. So this project was around for quite some time. You can buy this actually on the actual stock market. This isn't crypto related, so that's important to know. So if you don't want to be somebody that's investing in Canton or Canton Coin, you can invest indirectly through Theramune should you want to do so. And right now it's only $5 a share. Let's look at the 5-day. Not too bad, and then the daily, still not too bad. So you can still buy this actually on the stock exchange should you want to for $5.43. I am not suggesting that in any way or shape or form that you do that. I'm just showing you it's a possibility for you to indirectly invest in the Canton Network if you're not comfortable investing in the Canton coin, just showing it as an option. So hopefully you found something informational in this video. If you did, please hit that like button, leave a comment, just CC, thumbs up, something, just so the algorithm knows you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, share it with a friend. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just know I don't cover just Canton Network information. I cover a bunch of things. So if that's your bag, hit subscribe. If it's not, don't hit subscribe, because you're just going to unsubscribe later. So don't worry more about it. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. As always, though, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, and become the change you want to see. I'll see you on the next one.